So my name is Sean Donahue. I work for Somerset Development here in Homedale, New Jersey. I am the managing director of CoLabs at Bell Works. We have a CoLab here in Homedale, New Jersey, and we're also just getting our Chicagoland CoLab operational in Illinois. CoLab is kind of this fun project that I've been blessed to be a part of, where we really got to build something from the ground up. It really does embrace, I think, the future of work. I think also it's a really good reflection of Bell Works and the Metroburb concept. It's all about building the village, right? So we have the village, but it takes the people in the village. And I think CoLab demonstrates that you can bring all these different walks of life together into this beautiful collaborative space. And really, I think that's where the magic happens. You know, I was just talking to one of our tenants this morning, and he was talking about how he's going to collaborate with somebody in the space that he just met. He bumped into them getting a cup of coffee. To me, that's the magic. That's where business happens too. So again, where you're building your Rolodex and like dynamic things happen, a cup of coffee could be the difference between hitting your numbers, right? Hitting your sales goals, right? That is something that you're never going to learn in a classroom. You got to get out of the classroom. You got to get into the work environment. You got to just get experience. The more experience you get, the more versed you're going to become in different things that you never thought you would even be a part of. If I could go back and talk to myself 10 years ago, I never would have thought I would be in real estate at the time. That just wasn't in my mind. I thought I was going to be some sort of like executive PR guy and, you know, on Wall Street or somewhere. And to see where I am now today, I could never be happier, but you just don't know if you don't take the chances, if you don't get the experience. It all kind of goes hand in hand. So to me, just, you got to get up and get out there. I know that's maybe not what you would expect to hear, but I think it's the best advice. Just get up out there, start talking to people, and just make it happen. Jersey guy, born and bred, Monmouth County native, so I love the shore, I love Bruce Springsteen, and my pork roll. And I actually went to Rider University in New Jersey as well, so I really am kind of Garden State through and through. So when I went to Rider University, I actually majored in communications. I had a focus in public relations. I also had sort of a business focus and business management. And at the time, I wasn't really sure where my career was going to go. I kind of had this big vision of going to New York City and working for one of the big PR firms. Maybe thought about someday, I don't know, going back to school and doing some sort of graduate program and maybe getting my law degree. I really was kind of not sure where I was going to go. And over time, I started taking on like marketing roles in small marketing firms. I was a digital project manager for a publishing company. And over time, I kind of felt that I wanted to kind of change gears a little bit. Wasn't sure exactly where that was going to land me. And I had a part-time job, actually, where I was introduced to the ownership of Somerset Development. And I actually came in toward Bell Works. And I got the opportunity to meet with Ralph Zucker, and actually, after speaking to him for about 45 minutes, I knew that I wanted to work here. There was just something deep down. I had this entrepreneurial spirit where I was actually writing a business plan for co-working space, and at the time, it just seemed like all the pieces were there to take a chance and just be part of something that could really be special. And that special project ended up being Bell Works. And not just that, but the development of our co-working brand, which is CoLabs. And you know, that was back in 2015-16, and now it's already 2021. So it's just imagine how fast that time goes, where you're a kid in school and you know, you see the world and you have this vision and you're still not quite sure if it's going to work out or not. And I'm in a totally different career path than where I started. But I've never been happier. It's exactly where I want to be. The real estate world and real estate development is an exciting environment to be in. A typical workday, I start my days early. I'm a guy that likes to get up at 5, 6 in the morning, do a good workout in the morning, have a good breakfast, read my emails. I want to get to work quickly because when I hit the doors early here, there's usually meetings, there's tours, there's following up and writing contract proposals, and that's just sort of the day-to-day ops. But there's also the overarching administration and strategy that we're looking to take CoLab and continue to grow. And you know, for us, it's really sort of a full-time 24/7 type of thing where you're always kind of thinking and looking for what's happening out there in the real estate world and the real estate universe, because so many things, especially now, are changing very fast. So a typical day, I don't know if there's such a thing. I would say that you go in with a good plan and you get about 80%, but there's 20% that's usually unexpected every day, and that's probably what is expected. I usually try to leave a little bit of time in the day because there are unexpected things, and some of those are just clients that walk in that want to have a meeting, and I'm about making it happen. So you find the time, and there are no set hours when you're doing something like that. We're getting to a point where we're growing so much where I think it would be a great opportunity to start having kids either coming in to shadow or getting a taste of what it's like to be in this dynamic environment, because really it is the future of work. I feel that real estate in general has evolved so, in just the small fraction of time I've been in it, I feel like things have changed so much already, and they're changing every day at this point. You have to be on top of everything, and I think that actually the younger students of today are actually going to be even more equipped because of their fluency in technologies and communications that I'm not even up to speed on yet, where they can come in and just own it versus me having to learn it. So I think for them to get a chance to actually get a taste of how our space functions on a daily basis and how we operate, it gives them the opportunity to really sink their teeth in and understand what kind of career path they want to do. When I started myself, it was about figuring out the path. To me, you have to have experience and learn by doing. I think that's the best way, where you kind of find your strengths. You do identify your weaknesses too, and you can also build on them. So our goal, I think, here going forward, as we start to grow and as we continually get more and more busy, having those younger students that are not only going to help us but give us a fresh perspective, that's an exciting opportunity. The advice I would give is, how many people do you know? To me, it's all about who you know at the end of the day. I've always been a big part of, be part of networking groups. Learn more about your neighbors. Learn about different opportunities out there too. Never just turn something down without taking a deeper look at it either, because honestly, if I had just kind of gone on the path that I originally was on, I might not be here right now doing what I'm doing. I dug into things. I researched. I looked into, would I like doing something like this? It's always good to try something if you're not sure. So that way you can truly say, when you look back on it, okay, I tried it, I didn't like it, or you're going to look back on it and say, thank God I did that, because this ended up being the best decision I ever made in my life for my professional career. But it's all about who you know. To me, if you can build a Rolodex at a young age, you're ahead of me at this point. It took me time to build up, a list of contacts and have people that I could call in different industries when I need help with things. That's huge. To me, that outdoes anything that you could necessarily, I don't want to say get in a book, but to me, if you're unsure about where you're going, the more people that you know, the more people that you could also tap on and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing X. Do you know somebody too? It just sort of force multiplies when you have more people to kind of do that with, sort of the butterfly effect. So to me, it's all about who you know. If you could make an Excel sheet or make a CRM for yourself at a young age, it's a big deal.